We thought last week in college football was crazy when the College Football Playoff Committee left out a conference champion with an undefeated record, Florida State, 13-0, but they left him out. And also they left Georgia out, 12-1. Only lost their conference championship by 3 points. Many consider Georgia one of the top 4 teams in the country, but they left them out too. But that's been nothing compared to this week. This week has been unbelievable in college football for a couple of reasons. Number one, the transfer portal. Basically free agency in college football where a player can go, you know what? I'm not getting the playing time I want here at this college. I'm going to go get into a portal and see if anybody else wants my services for a fee. And that's what they're doing. Georgia, for example, has 16 players currently in the portal, and that could go up by the end of this segment. 16. Now, 3 of those were walk-ons last year, but one, Muse, the punt returner, was a pretty good walk-on. Georgia will replace those players with a very large signing day class next Wednesday and also with going after transfer portal players themselves. But that's a lot of turnover for a roster. And that's what's going on now. Transfer portal is basically free agency. And if the price is right, you can get the player you want out of the portal. And then there's National Signing Day. It is next Wednesday, and it too is crazy. Nothing more showed that than this week when Dylan Raiola, one of the top-rated quarterbacks in the country, committed to Georgia for many months after being committed to USC, decided, oh, you know what? I'm not going to enroll in Athens this weekend. Instead, I'm going to go to Nebraska for a visit. Nebraska, where his dad played football and then went on to the NFL. Nebraska, where his uncle is currently an offensive line coach. Yep, Dylan Raiola is going to go to Nebraska, and the talk is that he's going to stay there and not commit to Georgia or decommit to Georgia and then commit to Nebraska, even though his family moved from the West Coast to Buford to play for Buford High School so he could be close to Athens and the University of Georgia after recruiting for the Dogs. Now he's going to go to Nebraska. I guess in that situation, it has nothing to do with academics. The price may simply be right. Now this is college football now, and in a way it's dirty, really dirty. Even though it's above board and all legal, it's even dirtier than it used to be when it wasn't. It's crazy. These players are now basically on one-year contracts. Even Dylan Raiola. And a friend of mine said this the other night, and I thought it was kind of funny. All right, Dylan Raiola may go to Nebraska, make his dad happy, get his millions of dollars, and then next year he could transfer back to Georgia and play for the Bulldogs, which is what he probably wanted to do all along. Yes, college football in 2023 and 2024 is crazy. It's going to get even crazier as we go along here. There were 3,000 players who in the last 10 days have put their name into the portal for college football. 3,000, 1,000 more than a year ago. And it's going to continue. These poor coaches have to not only recruit players for the future from high school ranks and from other teams, but they also have to recruit players who are already on their own roster to make sure the players who they want to stay are happy financially as well and don't leave. I don't know how these coaches are doing it, but it is what it is. Free agency is hit in college football, and it's out of control. The next thing we're going to know, we'll see programs, colleges, trading players.